year one, and welcome to your RE lesson today, all about our wonderful world. Last week we looked at all the beautiful pictures that we could take in our wonderful world. How did you get on with taking your wonderful pictures? Now, today we're going to be exploring the Jewish, Christian and Islamic creation stories. Okay. So I want you to pause the video here before we start, and I want you to talk to the person in the room, or you can write down or draw what makes our world great for you. Can you do that now for me? Excellent. Welcome back. Let's continue with our lesson today then. So lots of religions tell stories to explain how the world was created. Now, are all the stories the same? What do you think? Do you think they are, or do you think they might be different? Should we find out today? Let's move on then. So different religions and cultures often have different creation stories. Now, Jews, Christians and Muslims, they have a very similar creation story. And we're going to have a look at those today. And we're going to start thinking about that story. So before I read you the story, I would like you to write down or draw, it's up to you. Do you know any of the creation stories for the Jewish, Muslim and Christian faith? Write down notes or draw a picture on your worksheet now about each one. So pause the video here and do that for me now. Welcome back. Did you get anything down? Were some of them a little bit tricky? Were you unsure? Or did you have lots of information? We're going to move on now, and I'm going to read you a story. So let me just move. I'm going to move my camera to there. So the Jews, Christians and Muslims believe that God created the world from nothing. Now the first version of this creation story is from the book of Genesis, which is from the Old Testament, which is the first part of the Bible. And it's what the Jewish people, they look to. Now, I've got here pictures of each of the different holy texts from each of the religions we've spoken about. I've got the Torah from the Jewish religion, I've got the Bible from the Christian religion, and I've got the Quran from the Muslim religion. Okay, and today we're going to have a look at the creation story from the Old Testament of the Bible, which is very closely linked to the Torah, and then we're going to have a look at the creation story from the Quran. Okay, so I want to move my camera there so we can see. On the first day, God created light and dark. He called the light day and the dark night. And on the second day, he created the sky and the heavens. On the third day, he separated the land and the water, and then he created the plants. On the fourth day, he made the sun, the moon, and the stars. And on the fifth day, he created all the animals in the sea and the birds. On the sixth day, he created the animals on the land and the humans. And on the seventh day, he rested. Okay. So thinking about that story, on the first day he created the light and the dark. On the second day, did he create, let's go back and have a look. On the second day, that's right, he created the sky and the heavens. And then the third day, he separated the land and the water. And then he created the plants. And on the fourth day, he made the sun and the moon and the stars. And on the fifth day, he created all the animals that lived in the sea and the birds. And on the sixth day, he created the animals on the land and the humans. But on the seventh day, he rested. So now we're going to read the creation story from Islam, okay? And we're going to see what's similar and what's different in that story, okay? Oh, now I need to move my camera around again. I'm going to pop it actually over here, okay? So in the space before time began, there was just Allah. And when Allah wanted to create something, all he had to say was be, and it became. Allah created the world and the heavens. He made all the creatures which walk, swim, crawl, and fly on the face of the earth. He made the angels and the sun, moon, and stars to dwell in the universe, and dwell means to live. Allah poured down the rain in torrents. That means he poured it really, really fast, and lots of rain came all in one go, and broke up the soil to bring forth the corn, grapes, and other vegetation. So vegetation is all the plant life. The olive and the palm, the fruit trees and the grass. Allah ordered the angels to go to the earth and bring 7 handfuls of soil, all of different colours, from which he could model man. Allah took the 7 kinds of earth and moulded them into a model of man. He breathed life and power into it, and it immediately sprang to life. I like how he's got all the different types and colours of soil there to represent every person on this land. Now, let's have a think back to what you wrote earlier. Do you think you could add anything else down on your list now? Pause the video here and have a go at doing that now. Welcome back. So, let's have a think how they were similar and how they were different, those stories, because there were similarities and there were differences. Both stories were created within the 7 days, weren't they? However, God and Allah created things on different days, didn't they? Okay. Now, did you know, though, that the story of the creation story and the story of Adam and Eve are all in the Torah, which was the holy book of the Jewish faith, the Bible, which is the holy book of the Christian faith, and the Quran, which is the holy book of the Muslim faith, the Islam faith. And did you know that same story and the story of Adam and Eve were in all of those books? That's amazing, isn't it? Now, Judaism, which is the Jewish religion, and Christianity and Islam were all closely linked. But over time, people disagreed about how they should worship God. So they all decided to follow their own religion. Okay. Now, in these 3 religions, they all worship one God. But they have different holy texts. And they do have some stories, and the stories in the Bible are called parables, some stories or parables that are very similar. They also have different stories or parables as well. Now, what I'd like you to do today is, first of all, have a think about this question. Why do Christians, Jews and Muslims have such similar creation stories? If you're not sure, go back a little bit in the video because I just talked about that then. And then your activity today, children, is going to be to complete this creation wheel here. And what you will need to do is for each section on the top part of the wheel, can you see that small bit at the top? You can write down what happened on that day. If you like, you could number each of those sections to keep you thinking and keep you on track. So in the first thin section at the top, I'd like you to write down what happened on that day. And then in the next section, the bigger section, I'd like you to draw a picture. I've done it as a wheel because creation is always happening. We're always creating things. It's forever happening. So you can pick which story you would like to follow. If you'd like to follow the first story that I read to you, you can do that. And if you'd like to follow the second story, you can do that too. I really look forward to seeing which story you have picked and seeing the notes that you made at first and then what you found out afterwards. You enjoy doing that today, Year 1. I'll see you very soon. Take care now. Bye.